everybody. I'm so slack lately on doing these videos. I was doing one once a week for a while there, but anyway, we're back here with the videos and updates and things. I've actually had some health problems and then I've been back to work. I do bodywork healings on people, so I incorporate a whole heap of massage and bodywork techniques to help people heal from all sorts of ailments, normally body aches and things like that, but there can be emotional stuff that goes with that and all sorts of things that this sort of bodywork can help. So I've been back to work after a fair while off. I was doing some sort of at the start of the year, but anyway, I sort of have gone back to doing 2 days a week, which is more than enough for me with my own ailments and things like that. So I sort of haven't really had much time to do a video. But anyway, that's where I'm at now. And I am aware that I need to do 3 videos this month for Shed Wars because I did only one in January because things just got so crazy and I had a virus that was hiding out in my liver for who knows how long, that was causing all sorts of havoc in my body. So had to get rid of that. And now that I'm rid of that, I'm feeling pretty good now. But anyway, I thought I would do this video because I've sort of been thinking, what am I going to do a video on? Because everything's a bit quiet around here lately. It's been very, very hot, not much rain. Quite a few things have perished. But we've also been getting quite a bit of produce from the tomato plants and stuff. The zucchinis are slowing down now, but yeah, things are still happening. And I've been a bit neglectful with the poor old garden too in January and the start of this month. And excuse the sounds of my dogs in the background. They're sitting in the lounge room here with me. So yeah, I've been very slack lately. And that was actually the reason that I got into gardening, was because of my own health problems and wanting to get away from the system where it all comes from big farms that use chemicals that are not really desirable in food, and also artificial ripening and all that sort of stuff. I sort of wanted to move away from that and eat real food and help my body to at least maintain itself. I probably won't heal from this disease completely in this lifetime, the osteopetrosis disease I'm talking about. I don't expect to, and I think it was given to me for a reason, and I think I'm pretty equipped to handle it, but it does cause some issues every now and then where it just rears its ugly head and tries to attack something else, because it comes with neurological symptoms and things like that. So that's why I've been quiet lately, because there's been lots going on health-wise with me and also life-wise with the start of a new year and all that sort of stuff. So I've been a bit preoccupied, but things are sort of starting to settle now. I've been back to work for a couple of weeks now and yeah, getting back into the swing of things. So I just wanted to update and say a bit of a tip for this Shed Wars, and I will show you in a minute my pot plant, which surprisingly survived the neglect and is actually fruiting at the moment with some tomatoes on it. And the herb survived as well, got creeping thyme underneath it. What was I talking about? Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, my tip is, it doesn't matter as long as you have diversity and have lots of stuff growing. It doesn't really matter if you get a bit neglectful like me, if you go through some health issues yourself, or maybe you've got disabilities as well, or whatever the situation is. As long as you've got diversity and, you know, a good range of stuff happening, something will survive and give you that much needed live food that we all really should be eating and did before all the craziness started, which is probably why we were more healthy, you know, quite a few years ago, and you're seeing rises now in health problems. But anyway, we won't go into that too much. But yeah, my tip is just to grow anyway. Like, even if you sort of have a lifestyle like me that's a little bit on shaky ground as far as health stuff goes, and you're not sure when things might sort of take a bit of a turn, just plant stuff anyway. We've had that many zucchinis, it's not funny, and they thrive on neglect, really, as long as they're mulched and can keep the water level sort of even as possible. They'll sort of survive, and at least you'll have, like I've been having, because I'm gluten intolerant as well, I've been having zoodles and all those sorts of things with the zucchinis, and that's really helped with the nutrients, because the food that we're eating from our gardens are going to be a lot higher in nutrients than the food that you buy at the supermarket. So even just having zucchinis, for example, has been a real blessing for me. Tomatoes are producing really well. They pretty much will produce with neglect as well. I normally look after them a bit better than I have been, but it just, haven't been able to do the watering and stuff that I normally would be able to do, but they've survived. They're fruiting, and we're getting tomatoes from them. And what else have we got growing at the moment that survived my neglect? We have a little bit of celery left. Some of it perished in the heat, as it does. I normally would grow it in winter, but I've just decided to try and have a summer crop, because I was going to do a celery juice regime in the mornings, but I sort of haven't been doing that recently. I was doing it for about a month, but I haven't been, simply because I just haven't had the time to worry about it. But I did do a full cleanse and everything like that last year, the end of last year, and it was really good, actually. So I recommend you do that if you can. We do have lots of pumpkins that we'll be harvesting probably next month, I guess. There's quite a few there on that vine. I water it every now and then when I think of it. I think, I must water those pumpkins, because they're sort of off behind the wood chip pile, but they're fine. They're surviving. They've got quite a few pumpkins on them, so that's good. That will keep us going through winter then. What else? The zucchinis. What are those things called? Capsicums and stuff are doing okay in the greenhouse. I do need to water them today, actually, so that's a good reminder to go and do that, because they've been a bit neglected too, but they seem to be doing okay. They're giving me chilies and zucchinis, so why do I keep saying zucchinis? Goodness me. They keep giving me chilies and capsicums, or peppers as the Americans call them. So that's a bonus. I don't eat a lot of chili these days, but it really does help with the flavouring of food and that sort of stuff, and knowing that it's come from very nutrient-dense soil is good. The eggplants are producing as well, off my neglect. We've got white ones and purple ones, and I think that's about it. The chickens are still laying, although we did have an episode where I'm not sure if it was dogs or fox or what, but something got into the chicken pen anyway and ate most of our chickens. And so that was a bit traumatic, because we like our chickens. They're really, they're quite friendly, not to the point where you'd like, they wanted cuddles or anything, but they'd follow you around and stuff like that. And it took a while to get them to that point. But anyway, we did have one survive that attack. So then I went and bought a couple more just to keep that one company until we decide what we're going to do as far as the chickens go, because I don't like them to be on their own. And that's about it. So we're still getting eggs, which I don't eat a lot of, but anyway, that's beside the point. The birds eat them. I don't know if you can hear that, but I've got budgies chirping away in the background. I just fed them an egg this morning, and the dogs eat them, and we eat them too sometimes, but I'm not a huge egg eater at the moment. That's about it, really. So definitely grow a wide variety of stuff, and we did have a lot of stuff that sort of died in the heat. Quite a few tomato plants died because of my neglect as well, but we still got plenty because we had a range of different ones growing, not all the same type. I didn't get any cucumbers this year, I don't think. I got one. Got one cucumber out of like 10 plants or something. They all just didn't like the heat and weren't getting watered enough, so that happened. Corn didn't do too well. It's sort of, the second lot is doing better. It's sort of pollinating a bit better, but the first lot died before it even did anything. So that was a bit, we didn't get any corn that round, but we should get some this next round coming. We've had a few beans and things like that just, they don't mind too much about being neglected. And definitely the herbs we have had plenty of. So just, yeah, despite your limitations, try and grow something anyway, even if it's on your kitchen window or whatever. Like, just get out and get growing and get healthy. And, live food is one of the best healers there is as far as digestive systems and things like that go. And the digestive system is connected to a lot of our systems. So if you can eat real food, live food, you're sort of doing a lot better than eating the food that you buy in the supermarket all the time. Even if you're just growing like your herbs, your flavors, so your thyme and your parsley and your basil are probably the ones I use the most. Oregano is really easy to grow. Peppermint is really easy to grow, but it's probably not used. I don't tend to use it. I have like 3 different types growing, but I don't tend to use it that much. I actually grow it to keep the ants away. I don't really grow it much to use it. I mean, I do use it. I use the essential oil and I do make teas out of it and stuff, but it doesn't get used like as much as sort of your parsley and your basil and oregano, which is actually part of the mint family. I also grow lemon verbena, I think it's called, lemon balm, which spreads like wildfire around here, but I don't mind because it smells pretty and it's really, really good for the liver. So even that is really easy to grow. And if you don't want it to seed, obviously if you're growing it inside, you're probably going to be taking the tops off it all the time anyway, but just take the tops off it. And a bit like your tulsi and your basils sort of thing. If you're cutting the flowers off all the time, it's not going to seed. What else do we use lots of? That's about it, really. Even growing a chili plant inside, you could get a pot and stick it under a window or whatever the situation is and grow your own chili plant or your capsicum plant. They produce nearly all year round inside. Outside they die in winter here because of frosts, but in Brisbane and the more northern areas they will produce most of the year. And so you're getting live food there with flavouring and things like that are they're quite small plants, really. They're not massive plants, the chili plants, and they can provide quite a bit of food for you, which you can also then give to other people, and you can collect those seeds and grow more of and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, start with the herbs if you're in an apartment or whatever the situation is and you sort of haven't got the land. I would start with just growing your flavours because at least you're getting some live food into you. So anyway, that's my message about health and eating well, at least some sort of something alive, because as soon as something is taken from the plant, it starts to die. So if we can eat it really, really quickly, even strawberry plants are a really good one to start with. I'm just sort of, going off on tangents here. But anyway, that's my point for today. So enjoy your week, everybody. And hopefully I'll be back next week with something. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm kind of a bit, don't know. But anyway, I'm sure I'll be inspired by something. And I will have a video for you next week for the Shed Wars mob. I have been writing down all my weights for things that we've been harvesting. I think I've got them all. There might be some little bits here and there that we give away or whatever, and I didn't weigh, but definitely all the stuff that we have been using I'm pretty sure has been weighed. So yeah, excited to see what happens this year with a new year and all those sorts of things, and see what everyone else is doing. And yeah, so I'll give you a bit of a photo of the tomato plant that I haven't killed yet in a pot, which is really amazing for me. I'm not very good at growing things in pots. I do grow a couple of trees in pots and things, but like, yeah, annuals and stuff I'm not very good at, because I tend to forget to water them and stuff like that. Yeah, it's sort of like a black thumb doing gardening. It's a bit, anyway. Most things grow, so give it a go, even if you don't think you're very good at gardening, because I'm not very good at gardening and I still get food. So yeah, that's my speech of inspiration, I guess, and my tip is to just grow anyway. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.